Today I wanted to talk about income and budgeting. So if you know me, you know that I have a budget that I stick to every month. I'm very frugal, I make calculated purchases with my money, and I just try to be smart with it. For the record, I made about $24,000 last year, and I have been since I've started working when I was like 18. Since I've started working, I've always looked for ways to increase my income. But at the time of recording this video, gas is almost $2 a liter. Not that I drive, but still. The average rent price for a one bedroom is like $2,000. Groceries are going up and up every day. It's unbelievably expensive to just live and exist. Anyway, like I said, I've always looked for ways to increase my income, and I'm gonna be honest, I've hopped from job to job. In the past 7 years, I've had like 8 or 9 jobs, but none of them were a significant increase in income. And that's what I was kind of trying to figure out. I went through hours and hours of thinking how I was gonna budget my money, and I was constantly looking for ways that I can save money. I remember I downgraded my internet just this past year, I downgraded my phone plan, and I walked to work in the winter instead of taking the bus. That one isn't that bad because I work close to home, but those are the lengths that I went to. But then I realized something. I realized that if you're like me and you're working, a low-end job, no disrespect to anybody by any stretch of the imagination or close to it, whatever your situation is, there's only a certain amount of budgeting that you can do. Let's say that you're 100 grand in debt right now. Just as a hypothetical, you can't really budget your way out of 100 grand of debt without severely downgrading your bills and cost of living. The only way you're budgeting your way out of 100 grand with the cost of living right now is if you live with like 3 roommates and you walk to work and you eat ramen every day. Let's say you put $1,000 towards your debt every month. It'll take you 100 months, or what is that, like 8.5 years to pay off your debt, almost 9 years. And on top of all of that, that's assuming that there was no interest on the loan, which isn't happening at all right now. Even student loans have interest. There comes a time when you can't budget your way out of not making more money. The 50-30-20 rule is a very common rule that people use when it comes to money. 50% of your income goes towards needs like housing and food and transportation, 30% of it goes to savings and investments, and 20% of your income goes towards wants. I think that's how it goes, but it might be the other way. So it might be 50% for needs, and then 30% for wants, and then 20% for savings and investments. But if you want to be smart, do the 30% savings and investments and then 20% of wants. That's like things you don't need, like, clothes and video games and other things like that. But, with the way things are going nowadays, it's very difficult for people to not spend more than 50% of their income on needs. It definitely fluctuates for everyone, but, most people that I know are spending half their income just to keep a roof over their head. For me, I make $2,000 a month and my rent is $1,200 a month. So that's 60% of my income just so I can come home and lock this door and be safe in the nighttime. When you live in a city where the average rent for a one bedroom is $2,000 as of 2022, source link down below, you can't budget your way out of that. You can't be frugal, or you can't frugal your way out of it. Budgeting helps you save money, and it enables you to see where your money is going, but it doesn't create new money out of thin air. If you have aspirations to be a homeowner, let's say, you can't budget your way to buy a house that's worth $500,000 when you're making 25 grand a year. It just doesn't work that way. There comes a time when you just have to bite the bullet to improve yourself and take steps to raise your income. And trust me, I know it's not something that you want to do. I didn't want to waste my time going to school for something. I wanted to start making money straight out of school, and that was my mistake. I'm not saying that I'm going back to school now, and personally I think that at this moment that ship has sailed for me, but you never know, right? Let's say that you're on the fence about going to school or going into a trade or something, or you're on the fence about making an investment in yourself. Please just do it. Take that step and just do it. And don't do it because I'm telling you. Don't do it because your mom is telling you, do it for yourself, do it for your future spouse, and do it for your kids. Trust me when I say that I was apprehensive about going to school and, or other stuff like that. But then as I got older, I realized that living on a low income is really tough, and eventually you're gonna have to increase your income. And just another little anecdote here, I'm only 26, so I'm not in the prime of my career earnings at all. I'll link this article down below, but it was posted by CNBC, and they said that women's salaries peak when they're 40, 41 years old, and men's salaries peak when they're much older at about 52 to 53. So, going by that logic, I'm not even halfway to my peak earnings, according to this random article that I read on the internet, which I'm not putting much weight behind. Basically, all I'm trying to say is that when you get older, you will have more expenses. You're probably gonna have kids, and then a mortgage, and then you have more responsibility versus when you were, younger. Perfect example, when I was 18, I had no clue about renter's insurance. It wasn't something I was thinking about. But then as I got older, I was looking around and I realized, hey, something could happen and I'm not insured at this point. I'm not protected. Why not look into renter's insurance? Because, hopefully you never have to use it, but it's always good to have. Fast forward a few years later, I'm paying about $24 a month for everything to be insured. Those are the things that I'm talking about when I say that you're gonna have more expenses. It's not only the fact that your life is gonna get more expensive. Your life in 10, 15, 20 years is gonna be drastically different. And to end off the video, let's just say that, you can survive on a low income when you're young. But, as you get older, you're gonna pick up a lot more responsibility, and your income has to scale up with that also. And as always, thanks for watching.